And welcome to Undercover, where we're going to hear about the Cassette Kids story. I'd like to introduce you to Kat and Dan, 50% of Cassette Kids.
That's right.
Or as I prefer to say, the A side of the cassette.
The A-team.
Yeah, the A-team.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that long a story, has it? 2007, the band formed?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just played a tumultuous amount of shows, I think, and just got our live experience up. And then word of mouth spread, and then Sony came down and...
Hasn't really stopped since we started.
Yeah.
Really. We've been really lucky.
Which is a
the
good thing.
momentum's just sort of kept going.
So do you consider yourself a recording band or a live band then?
I think initially we were very much a live band because we didn't record anything for like the first 18 months of being together. And then we started going into the studio. But I don't know, I enjoy both experiences, but... Yeah. I think we're a live band. Yeah.
Well, I guess the great thing about actually having had all of that background with live work is that you've had a chance to road test the songs before you're taken into the studio.
Yeah, that's true. Right. I mean, we started playing songs that we were recording like immediately. We went and did the Lily Allen tour as we were recording the songs, and we're like, "Do you want to play the songs?"
Yeah.
And we went out and we played them, and nobody knew them, and nobody knows them now.
Yeah.
But I think it's so much better just to. Yeah, it takes a while to like sink into a new song and it's good to see what the response is like as well.
Yeah, because I guess so many bands record when they get into the studio and actually write in the studio.
Yeah.
Having had the opportunity to write the songs, perform the songs and then record the songs, how have they changed from the moment you wrote them to how they ended up on the...
A few of them changed quite dramatically. Just the experience of working with a producer for the first time and having someone say, "You know those 8 bars? Get rid of them."
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. We were just sort of gutting songs and taking them apart and moving them around. And then other songs kind of just stayed true to what we'd been playing over and over again. So.
But I guess it means that, had you not done all those live shows, some of those songs and, some of those changes never would have happened. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think all of us would have just been stuck with demo-itis. We just wanted to keep it how the demo was, and then when we road tested it, we're like, actually, we need to make this a bit, more uplifting or something.
Mm.
It's definitely a positive experience.
Well, I guess it must have been a bit overwhelming too, because being a band that's only around for a couple of years, and suddenly there's the Lily Allen tour. You've toured with the Music, Ben Lee. There's been some really good, tours that you've grabbed yourself on. Been a bit starstruck going backstage and seeing the occasional
I was a little
personality.
bit with Lily Allen. She invited me up to have a wine with her in her hotel room, and I was just like I just didn't know what to say because she's just so bubbly and she's talking. I'm quite a bit shyer than her, so I didn't really say much. I was just like soaking it up.
Yeah, I was very shy as well. I just remember we were backstage at the Forum in Melbourne, and it was like the last day, and we still haven't even said hello to her yet. And she was just standing just over there, and she's just looking at us, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Lily." And I was just like, "Hey, I'm Dan."
The guys are a big fan of her.
Yeah.
But Ben Lee, that would have been a bit more casual though.
Oh yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Ben's the sort of guy you grab and take out for a beer, isn't he?
Yeah. He was
and
nice.
the guys from the presets too, they're just so down to earth, just such normal guys. We're hanging out with them every night. So it's at the end of the day, they're just normal people. So I think we're getting a bit more used to it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I always still get really surprised when a fan or someone comes up to us and is excited. It's just us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good news is the album is, if it's not complete, I take it it's complete.
Yeah.
It's been done for a while. I'm holding on to it, waiting for the right time.
Yeah, great title, Nothing on TV.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
I know, it's summer, all the shows don't start yet. All the new season.
Yeah. Why that title? Obviously, you obviously have Foxtel.
Well, I don't actually have a TV in my house at the moment. Not to say that I don't, like to watch it if I'm at someone else's house, but I guess it's sort of more about, we wrote it at a time where we'd been writing for ages, and that day we were getting a little bit stuck and feeling a bit uninspired, and it's just kind of a reflection of, being a bit disillusioned with pop culture and not being able to draw inspiration that particular day.
Yeah, because it's going to be it's also one of the tracks on the album, Nothing on TV. It's
got
all this momentum and just, I guess, anger Like, you know, it's
Yeah,
kind of,
it's
very fast paced and glitchy.
It's a full on track, so it's very energized.
And you know, Lying Around was the first single.
Yeah.
So, you know, what was the decision behind that? Obviously, you've been playing it live a lot. You know, did you look at the audience? Did that one get the best reaction? Or?
I think that song, we wrote that song with Mikey DiFrancesco from Banshee, and we just thought it was a really good introduction for people to hear, you know, a good segue into the new album, because we still very much had like the band sounds, but we were starting to introduce a bit of like synth work and just starting to like layer it up. So because we have got some songs on the album which are quite like, you know, quite full on dance songs, but this is a kind of a nice combination of old Cassette Kids and new Cassette Kids, I guess.
Yeah, and it was one of our favourites at the time as well, and I think the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. So
we think we feel like it's a grower, because when we put it out there to get people's opinions, we kept finding that they would come back and saying, yeah, like the more I listen to it, the more I like it. So we wanted it to be like a nice sort of organic grower for people.
So the album itself, you know, how does that shape up as a set list now? Is it like you're performing every song off the record?
We're performing about 80% at the moment, and there's a couple of songs that we're sort of saving for like the first sort of album tour. And yeah, I guess there's a few more things we need to figure out as well, because they're songs that they were more born in the studio. So there's always that sort of decision where you're like, okay, so this is the studio version, and now we have to work out how we're going to translate it live and what we might replace with guitar, or what, you know, just get a new version of it happening for live.
And, you know, before this album drops, you're going to be thrown to the lions, one of the Aussie bands at South by Southwest for 2010. A bit nervous?
Oh, I'm just so excited. I really didn't expect it. Just got a message from our manager one day saying that we were accepted. I think we were on this mammoth drive from like Brisbane to somewhere down the
Harbour
coast.
or something.
Yeah.
It was
We
raining.
were just in the car.
Yeah. All you get is like the 4 letters S by, you know, XX, whatever.
Yeah.
But and we're just like, and we had no reception, so we couldn't even call back. It was like 15 minutes later, we're like, "Are you joking?" He's like, "No, you're on it." It's just really cool and casual about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a legendary sort of thing. It kind of seemed unattainable and so far away. But here we are, we're going. So.
So, you know, like it is pretty, you know, overwhelming, isn't it? An Australian band going to showcase in front of, you know, around 20,000 people from the music industry around the world. On the other side of the planet in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really great that, I don't know, Australian artists are now being like considered by, you know, overseas, because the list of Australian bands is huge this year. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Well, you know, if it all goes horribly wrong when you get over there, don't frown. Roz is, you know, over here with the camera. She'll be there. She knows where to get the best tequilas in town.
All right.
Got the best Mexican restaurants down the road. So
yeah.
For that.
We're up for Mexican.
Yeah. So, you know, if anything goes wrong, just, you know, wipe yourself off with the tequilas.
Awesome.
All
like
will be
the sound
fixed.
of that.
Well, that's the Cassette Kids. Look out for the album coming out in March, South by Southwest March, and good to have me here at Undercover.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.